Welcome, everyone, to the Predictive Playbook. This is the second college football show that we're doing this week. It's for Week 7. I have Don Buster. His friends, by the way, call him Buster. So call him Buster when you see him online. Check out his Twitter account. This guy's unreal in CFL action. He's a Canadian, as you can tell, when he breaks down a game, which is really cool because I wish I could sound like that. But Dr. Chuck is joining us as well, and he has been just on fire in Major League Baseball. He's made his clients over 300 units, so it's not too late. You can get his playoff package now. College football, he's chugging along as well. Had a little bump in the road the last couple of days, but everybody has a little bump in the road. So let's get started here. We'll go right to the first game, and Buster's going to break down this game. It's Michigan State, ranked number 10. In that East Division of the Big Ten, there's 4 teams now that are ranked in the top 10 in that East Division. Only Iowa in the West Division is ranked in that part of the Big Ten. So number 10, Michigan, 6-0, takes on Indiana, 2-3. Michigan State is a 4.5-point road favorite with a total of 48.5. What is the best bet to make on this game, Buster?
Well, thanks for having me again, John. And we're going to go with Indiana. They're getting 4.5. I'd actually wait because it's going to probably come to 5. There is some 5s out there I saw this morning. So for us, this is a great situational spot. Plus, it's actually a solid contrarian play. The line opened up at 3.5. Like I say, it'll probably be up to about 5 by game time. This is going to be the second road game for Michigan State. And they're playing great. There's no doubt about it. The running back Walker, they're eating up yards. Their offense is playing very well. But they also have a look-ahead game. I know it's 2 weeks ahead, playing against their hated rival Michigan. Might see a little bit of a letdown spot here. Already 6-0, playing an Indiana club that's 2-3, and I'll tell you, Indiana is not getting what they expected. Indiana really thought they were going to have a good year this year. They just came out and stumbled. What is nice here for Indiana is that they had a bye week. Now they had a couple weeks to prepare for Michigan State, trying to look to get things right here. They actually played Michigan State last year. Now I know it was in COVID times and everything, but they handled them 24-0. Now, I know it's a total Michigan State team. The reason I mention this is that they will not be intimidated by the 6-0 club coming to their building. It just won't happen. And for us, one of another contrarian part of why we're betting this game, right as of now, 95%, yes, that's right, 95% of the money is on Michigan State. So anytime I see that, there's a lot of things that add up there. Like I said, second road in the Big Ten, very tough. Bye week for Indiana. They're going to play their best game this week, guaranteed. And who knows? Maybe they could make a mild upset here against the number 10 ranked Michigan State Spartans. So it's the home dog for us, guys.
I like the home dog, that's for sure. I had one big home dog last week with Texas A&M. Having to pick them at the right time as my first 10-unit play I've ever put out at Sportsmemo. So the timing there was good. But
wow, very nice job.
We all three of us love to play the home dog, especially when it's live like this one certainly is. I agree with you. I think the Hoosiers win this game outright, and that's the end of the story. Also in the Big Ten, I'm going to talk about the Iowa game, and Jesse Schul and I had a little bet on the show last week where I had to wear an Iowa jersey or some kind of Iowa article of clothing if they defeated Penn State, and I'll be doing that at Manny's Pub this afternoon. But in this matchup, this is not going to be a fade of Iowa, even though I think Iowa would be a 17.5-point underdog, ranked number 2 in the country to Georgia. I think there's a lot more work to be done by Iowa to prove that they actually belong in a number 2 slot, but that's the standings, and the standings really don't mean much. Purdue is a team here that is getting 12.5 points. They have also gone under the total 5 consecutive games. To Iowa's credit, their strength of schedule has been tougher than Purdue. But I see this game as a very low-scoring game, and Iowa's coming off of 2 over games, a 51-14 rout of Maryland, and 23-20 went over the total of 41 points against Penn State. So what is backing this play is one of those really good power systems of mine. You're going to play under with all home teams with a total of 42.5 to 46.5 points. Most of these games obviously do occur in the Big Ten because the Big Ten does play a lot slower than, say, the SEC conference. However, after the team has to be coming off of 1 straight-up loss, which Purdue is, and is hosting an opponent with at least 2 more wins than what they have. And that certainly qualifies with Iowa being undefeated. This simple set of parameters has gone 20-8 for the last 5 seasons. That's 71.4% winning bets. I'm going to take the under 43 in the Purdue versus Iowa matchup this Saturday. And now we're going to move on to Dr. Chuck, and he is going to talk about the Pac-12. We have number 18, Arizona State, taking on Utah, who's stumbled a couple times now. They're 3-2 on this season. The line on this game had originally been Arizona State -1. I'm seeing now pick'ems at just about everywhere. Over-under is 51. Dr. Chuck, take it away and tell us what the best bet is to make.
Well, both of you have already brought up a couple of excellent aspects of this. Buster mentioned the word contrarian, which is maybe the best word for long-term winning in sports gambling. You got that nasty AP number next to the road team in this game, and Tony Finn and John and I have discussed how useful that AP number can be. Utah. So this is a little bit of a self-serving bet, as Utah was one of my top futures for the season. Looked like we were on life support after the BYU loss and then losing in overtime to San Diego State. But, all hell broke loose at that point. Charlie Brewer's out, completely gone from the team, and the Baylor transfer looked like he was going to be one of the aspects I liked most. Cameron Rising stepped in. He's much better. Whittingham had a nice off week to get things back together, handled Washington State at home really well, and then went to USC and won that pretty easily. They can run the ball down your throat. It's Pac-12 after dark on Saturday night at 10 in Rice-Eccles in Salt Lake. It's just not where anybody would want to be. The public is, just like Buster was saying with his play, 70 to 80% on this team from Arizona State and the Sun Devils going to Utah. And oddly enough, I mention this all the time. 2 o'clock on Sunday is one of my favorite times. Circa with their big balls put the plays out at 2 o'clock. They hung -2, and it was to pick them in about a minute. And it did kind of fluctuate back and forth a little bit, but I just think this is too difficult of a spot, too contrarian of excellent play for the Utes to win this game outright and probably control the ball. It's going to be hard. The Sun Devils are a pretty great team on offense with, getting first downs, and that's where Utah excels on defense, and everything about this. I just love Utah winning this outright.
I like to play too. I'm in agreement with both you guys. So in summary, we have Utah either pick 'em or money line, I guess, whichever is cheaper. Mm-hmm. And we're also looking for the upset of the Indiana Hoosiers taking on Michigan State and sending them home with a loss. And I have the under in the Purdue against number 2 Iowa Hawkeyes this Saturday. So that'll take care of our second show for the week. And speaking of shows, we are 23-5 against the spread as a team. And that team includes us 3, obviously, Jesse Schul and Mad George. And we are just... We're working on all cylinders, and maybe that's hurting us from you guys going out there to buy subscriptions over at Sportsmemo. But I think it's proof positive that we've been doing this a long time, and we certainly know what we're doing. We're going to have our losing days, of course, but when you go 23-5 on a show that is documented, we can't make this up. You can go back and look at every single show, and that's 82%. Are we going to be 82% come week 12 in college football? I hope so, but realistically, I would take 70. So the point made. So get over to sportsmemo.com. There's a lot of discounts going on right now. NBA season discounts. are available as well. The hockey is there as well. Just take advantage of it and get on board with us, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So for Dr. Chuck, Buster, myself, sportsmemo.com and wagertalk.com, may all the wins be yours this week.